Well, Alicia, we expect the governor to promote her Rebuilding Michigan plan. I heard you mention that $300 million at the top of the broadcast here. Included in that plan is a heavy focus on local bridges, just like this one in Dearborn. We're right in front of the Miller Rotunda Bridge this morning. This one is an example of a bridge in need of a bad facelift. You can see right now it's being held up by 600 temporary supports, and money included to fix it is in that $300 million earmarked in her 2021 budget proposal. That's on top of the money slated for rebuilding crumbling state-owned highways and bridges over 5 years.
The $3.5 billion bonding plan has already replaced one segment of important freeway on I-496 in Lansing, and will take care of several more over the next few years.
That money will also go toward improvements to I-94, 8 Mile to 11 Mile in Macomb County, and in Oakland County, parts of I-696 like I-275 to Lasser Road. Just some of the 49 projects across the state. Jeff Cranston with MDOT says while the pandemic slowed efforts in the beginning, less traffic overall has actually allowed contractors to come out ahead of schedule in some cases.
It's by no means the total solution. The governor is still hopeful that the legislature will come back with a longer term sustainable plan for funding our roads and bridges.
The governor's efforts to fix the damn roads, her campaign promise in 2018, will be highlighted during today's Senate hearing, where Republican Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland is also set to testify. President Biden's administration has promised millions in green infrastructure jobs and a carbon-free power grid in 2035. U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg speaking on the president's goals days after much of Texas's power grid collapsed due to severe winter storms.
I think we've come to a moment where it's very clear, in some cases crushingly and bluntly made clear by things like what Texans are suffering through this week, that America cannot wait any longer, that we can't afford not to act.
So, Jen, what sort of pushback, if any, has the governor received on that $3.5 billion bond plan? It's a lot of money.
It is, Alicia, and some Republican lawmakers have noted that it's just too much money to borrow. Specifically, Republican State Rep Jack O'Malley has told us he feels bonding is not the way to go. He also opposed that 45-cent gas tax. But for another day, the Michigan Department of Transportation, they are accepting public comments on how best to plan out these projects. Again, that goes through February 25th. So if you have an input, you have just 24 more hours to let MDOT know how some of these projects should be planned out. How to do that, as well as more information on these proposals, is on our website, WXYZ.com. And again, the governor will be testifying remotely today at 10:15. Alicia?